How to Read and Why, 2000 is a work of literary criticism by the American critic Harold Bloom. Through close readings of Marcel Proust, Henry James, Thomas Pynchon, and numerous other giants of Western literature, Bloom aims to articulate the value of engaging with great works and the particular joys they afford. Unlike many of his more widely celebrated earlier books, How to Read and Why received a more mixed reception. At The Guardian, for example, critic Terry Eagleton Riley remarked, "This book provides us with a number of reasons to read great literature, but none at all to read Harold Bloom." In his preface, Bloom frames reading the literary canon as an intensely rewarding and even therapeutic pursuit. Imaginative literature is otherness, and as such alleviates loneliness. Beginning his survey with short stories, Bloom praises their brevity for delivering a sense of closure often absent in longer works, agreeing with Edgar Allan Poe that such stories are best read in a single sitting. He highlights Ivan Turgenev's mid-19th century story Bezhinli, in which impoverished youths discuss fauries and forest spirits, noting that the narrator foreshadows the death of one boy, Pavlusha, from a horse accident years later. For Bloom, Bezhinli offers a lens to better know our reality, our vulnerability to fate. He also examines Ernest Hemingway's short stories, identifying a nihilism reminiscent of Shakespeare, yet he singles out Harry, the protagonist of The Snows of Kilimanjaro, as achieving a form of heroism and redemption in death. Later, Bloom identifies a turning point in the evolution of the short story with Jorge Luis Borges's mid-20th century work. From this moment onward, he argues, short stories divide into two paths: Chekhovian, taking reality seriously, or Borgesian, treating reality as malleable or playful. Regardless of the approach, Bloom emphasizes the deep psychological insight these stories reveal. In the following chapter, Bloom turns to poetry, describing it as freer from history than prose fiction or drama. He begins with compact self-contained poems that explore the limits of selfhood and imagination. While Tennyson's Ulysses and Browning's chilled Roll into the Dark Tower confront these limits with despair, Emily Dickinson's work resists death's morbidity. Bloom then examines longer poetic forms such as Milton's Paradise Lost, where Satan's assertion of self emerges as both heroic and doomed. When discussing novels, Bloom names Miguel de Cervantes's Don Quixote as the greatest of all time, celebrating its playful yet moving depiction of friendship between the title character and Sancho Panza. He admires its capacity for irony, exemplified also by Stendhal and Jane Austen's Emma. Bloom explores how the motiveless criminals in Dostoevsky's Crime and Punishment and James, the Portrait of a Lady, challenge readers to confront assumptions about guilt and morality, a dynamic echoed in Proust's In Search of Lost Time, where jealousy and betrayal consume the characters. Turning to drama, Bloom elevates Shakespeare's Hamlet as the ultimate work of Western literature, even surpassing religious texts. Hamlet's consciousness and his language for extending that consciousness are wider and more agile than divinity has manifested yet. Bloom notes that Hamlet's skepticism and extreme ambivalence invite the audience into a range of experiences from the entertaining to the exasperating. He also highlights Ibsen's Hedda Gabler and Wilde's The Importance of Being Earnest as plays that defiantly confront reality. Finally, Bloom considers modern literature, often apocalyptic in tone. In Melville's Moby Dick, Captain Ahab functions as a negative hero rushing toward destruction while worshipping a false god. In Nathaniel West's Miss Lonely Hearts and Pynchon's The Crying of Lot 49, protagonists attempt to construct meaningful worlds for themselves, only to meet failure. Concluding, Bloom reflects on the future of literature, acknowledging that while much of its finest work lies behind us, the task of recreating human selves on the page for readers to encounter remains perpetually unfinished. Thank you for watching. If you enjoy this video, leave a like and subscribe.